Okay, this is my stepdad. His name is Mutaz Siam, and he is Jordanian, and he is going to tell you a little bit about Middle Eastern weddings and what they are like. So, what are they like, Mutaz?
Well, in Middle Eastern weddings, usually the bride and groom uh, get to see each other the first time during a family visit from the groom's family, which and usually most of the cases the mother and probably the sister, if there is any, they come over and visit the bride's mother, and they ask if they don't mind having a cup of coffee with the groom and the bride to be, where they get to know each other and they basically show interest in marrying their son to the lady's daughter. And usually it happens on a female or the ladies level first, where they get to talk about it. And when things kind of get going and they figure out that there is a chance of this is might be working out, usually the fathers get involved and whatnot. But there is no pre-dating. The new generation do have some of that pre-dating where they see each other, but usually it goes through the family.
And you can tell us a little bit about how your sister just got married.
Well, my sister got married through a friend of hers that know her or works with her, knows her husband or knew his family, and kind of knew that he was looking for a broom. Sorry. So she decided to tell his family, hey, I know this girl. She's very nice. Blah blah blah. Why don't you guys go and visit her? So his mom and his sister came and visited my mother. They spoke to each other about it, and a week later, the broom, his father, his mom, sister, and my mom, my sister that got married, and my older brother and my uncles were there, and they all kind of met and got to kind of get to know each other. And in the meanwhile, they allowed them to sit by themselves in a separate room with the door open, of course, to talk to each other, kind of figure if they if there is any chemistry or not, and which ended up being the case. There was chemistry, obviously, and my sister said, "You know what, I like him," and he said, "You know what, I like her." So there was an engagement where his family came and asked for her hand. My family gave his family my sister's hand, and they said, "Yes, we are honored to have you guys as our new in-laws," and they ended up getting married. Of course, the wedding itself was pretty traditional. Not very traditional, pretty modern slash traditional. I mean, the process it was traditional, but the wedding itself was very modern.
And is there anything else important that you think we should know, or is that about it?
In Arabic weddings, there is a lot of things that could. I mean, two types of weddings. There's of course mixed weddings where the ladies and men are mixed up, and they have an open wedding where there's DJs, there's bands, and weddings could vary from $10,000 to almost $1 million in venues. Depends on how lavish you want to go. Very important things about weddings also is that the groom's wife family pays for it, and he pays for it, not the groom's, not the the bride's family. Unlike traditional in the States where the bride pay for everything, it doesn't. That's not the case there. Also,
What is the famous dance they do?
there is a dabke, of course, which is pretty much historically known to be a Lebanese dance, but it's not really actually the case. Every kind of a culture or every nation in the Middle East have their own so-called dabke or zaffe or and that varies between Arab nations, but pretty much it's common. The Nimini, it's a group thing where everybody just gets up and starts dancing, whether they form a ring or whether they just go on straight lines. That all depends on the nationality of the wedding.
And like the ceremony, do they have? Is it like a ceremony in the United States? Do they like renew, like, or not renew, but say vows to each other, or?
That ceremony is kept where it happens usually in the back office of a mosque, or now with the more kind of like modern laws and the countries trying to catch up to the modern society, they decided to have these ceremonies happen at courts, where the bride, the groom, his mom and dad, her mom and dad only go into an office where there's a clerk representing the state or the country, and he declares them a man and wife, and they sign a deed, or basically where they announce each other husband and wife. Now that does mean they are married in front of God, but in front of society they were not married until the party or the reception, you want to call it. That's when they are technically married. In reality, they are married the day they pretty much signed that deed in front of the clerk.
Okay, well, thank you for your time. And, yep, that's it.
Thank you very much.